Transition living in the golden age, it is not a name of a new film. It is something we should be concerned when we get there. Hi, I am Valentina Cirasola. I am the host of the show, and my guest is in Colorado. She is with us through various connections, Skype or Google Hangout, either one. Her name is Carra Riley, and she will be talking to us right now. Hi, Carra, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. Ciao.
Ciao. Hi, Carra, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, and thank you for coming to Valentina Design Universe tonight.
Oh, I'm very excited.
We are excited to know about transition living. You know, before you tell us what it is, I want to tell you something. You know, as an interior designer, before I heard you speaking and talking about transition living, the only thing I knew about transition living was downsizing. When my client asked me to downsize in a smaller home, something they can manage better with smaller rooms and less tchotchke to take dust off and maybe a garden to suit their soul. But you are talking in the past months or year, you've been talking about a different transition living. Can you tell the audience what it is?
Well, yes, I'd be happy to. I'm so excited to share this amazing concept, and it's the Transition Living Real Estate Team, because there's so many ways that people transition today. Sometimes people are actually moving up, and it's like the Waltons. They're all the families going together, so they need more space, but sometimes they are moving down. Sometimes it's just transitioning a 30 or 40-year-old child out of your basement. So anyway, we have lots of different ways to transition, and our mission is to make home transitions easy and enjoyable. We want to have fun with whatever we're doing. And a lot of the things that you have seen, Valentina, are the educational events that we share with people, because making this change is very difficult. So we want to make sure they feel no pressure, whether it's 1 year or 5 years from now, that they have someone who is a friend in the real estate business that can just help them move through the changes, because the ultimate change, the ultimate transition, it's a hard one to let go of all the things that you've gathered your whole life.
Exactly. I think that's a very hard thing to do. And I didn't know that you also take care of those families whose kids have returned home from college. I thought it was just for a certain age or certain bracket of people that have no one to care for anymore, and they need a smaller space. But yeah, you have other things too. You have people moving in with their parents again, right? So is that becoming a very common situation these days?
It sure is, and we call it next gen living, okay, where you're combining the generations and really coming together. A lot of times it's financial needs, okay, where maybe a family has broken up and we have a single parent in one area needing to have the parents help. We have millennial students maybe that are out of college and haven't quite gotten the job that they need to be able to afford living on their own. So we have a lot of combinations happening. And now even in the and that you're going to love this new term, the silver tsunami. Do you like that?
Oh,
With
wow.
the numbers of people that are turning over 65.
Yeah.
And we have like single ladies, and there's that pink song, right? All the single ladies.
Right.
But maybe haven't planned as well. So we have groups of single females moving together just to be able to make ends meet, depending on where they are and the cost of living.
Like the Golden Girls series. You remember?
Yes, exactly.
So that's fun. So that's
tsunami, it's happening.
silver tsunami. I love that.
Don't you love that? I
Yes.
think that's great.
Absolutely. So as a realtor, you're an author, and you developed this transition living program. So as a realtor, do you help people in actual doing the remodeling or whatever it is that is needed for a new living? Like redecorating, how do you do that?
Yes, well, we go to professionals like you, Valentina, and your wonderful opportunity to help people through Skype, through FaceTime, through all kinds of video where people are able to share what they love. And, we talked about this a little while ago that, and I have a client right now getting ready to move out of her 4,400 square foot home where she's in her late 80s and ready to go to, this is a great property, and the last name of it is Resort, Parkside Village Resort. But it's for people who are over 55, wanting to have independent living. And she'll be moving into 1,100 square feet. So we're going to be needing your services. And why don't you kind of share what you do, because we'll be picking what she likes. And then how will you be able to help her transition into this new setting, this fun new setting? Yeah,
and it's good that you say that, because often people think they have to have a professional right where they are locally, but it's not true, because nowadays through Skype, FaceTime, Google Hangout, I can serve people anywhere in the world. And so it is exactly what I offer. I offer my ideas, my services through all these medias. And basically, I tell them what I see the space through. Let's say we're talking to Skype. I see the space through Skype. So I have enough idea what is the exposure to the natural light, what's outside, if I can see through windows, how to bring the environment in and enjoy that during the day. I see what kind of furniture they have. So in case they want to change furniture, I can see what their style is, or even if they want to change it, if they want to change a style, it's communicating with the client. It's basically asking, do you like this style, or do you want to go with something different? In that case, if they are willing, I look for furniture, and then I send them pictures through these medias, and they do the ordering themselves if they want to, or I do the ordering myself. There is a variety of ways that I can work in these transitions, and people also living in the different states or different parts of the country.
Well, we're really excited to have you be able to do this, and we'll be going over to the new location soon. And one of the things that we want to do is give you all of the wall measurements, okay?
Right. Yes,
because
absolutely.
And some of the fun stuff, and I like to call my clients who are transitioning. I like to call them vintage players.
Yes.
They're not seniors, they are vintage players.
Yes.
And we're going to have a lot of fun with what we're doing, and being able to know what size of a couch, and even help you order those kinds of things, and then bring in some color.
And
because,
colors,
the color that, and you can share about that, I think is so important for the atmosphere as they make this change.
Absolutely. But also seeing the person, I can tell what kind of texture they have, you know, what kind of color of hair, and that will help me also deciding on what colors it will be good for them, that bring harmony to their life. And also they need to tell me what they like to keep and what they like to get rid of. And that's a hard part, because during life we accumulate so much, and we fall in love with everything we have, right? And so that is a difficult thing to do when people are going into a smaller space, which of the things they decide to take and what then they don't. But that often happens with pictures, for instance, with artwork. Artwork is beautiful. If people buy it, it's because they like it, right? So how do you do with so much pictures, or so many pictures that you cannot have anymore? One way is I tell them, rotate the picture.
This principle.
Right, it's the principle. Just rotate the artwork. And in your storage room, you have the ones that you really want, and the ones you want to see for 1 month, you put it on the wall. The next month, you put that down and take some more out of your storage. And that way they get to enjoy it. So there are possibilities nowadays that we did not have 15 years ago, I have to say.
Well, yeah, just being able to do the FaceTime with you, walking through the house. And one of our organizers, because part of our resource is people who will actually help clients get rid of. And if you touch something and you don't say, I love this, it's not going to the new house. It has to be loved.
Absolutely, yes.
And then so we have other organizers who'll even go through their office, and they'll go through files and organize their files, or just really, once we've had some people that have gone through the final transition, I have the family come in and take what they want, and then the rest of it we have liquidated through an estate sale or consignment.
Yes. And in fact, that's another thing I do, is to put furniture or anything else, accessories, whatever, through a consignment, and they get to sell them, so they get to make money out of something that they need to get rid of. So the idea is
Do you do consignment all over the country, or just in your area in San Francisco?
So for right now, I have done the ones locally because I know them well. But there is no problem in trying to do consignment with other people. It's just a matter of organizing, and it will happen, just like everything else. You organize it, and it will happen. So the people, once they make money out of the stuff that they get rid of, they kind of feel not so bad of leaving their stuff behind. You know, they make money, so.
And we actually talk about what's called separation anxiety.
Yes.
Because they will go through this, and through our training, through senior peer counseling, we're understanding what's going on, and that it's going to take some time. But once you actually communicate and share the words, that they will have some anxiety about it. So just to think about it, think about what you're going to put in a box that will go to recycle somewhere. Someone's going to reuse it,
Right.
or what is going to actually go in the trash. So once they've visualized that in their own thoughts, it's so much easier. But you do have to give people time to be able to go and think through that.
Absolutely, yes. And I know that there are also, at a certain stage of our life, there are also some documents that people need to make ready for their successors. What are they? Are they something they want
Yes, and that's one of the, I think that's one of the events that you just saw on Facebook.
on
And we
Facebook,
actually did a Facebook Live with an attorney who specializes in creating the documents that you need. And it really, this is, once you have any kind of an estate, you need a will. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
And then you need the financial power of attorney, which is different from the medical power of attorney. Okay, two specific powers of attorney. And then also your living will, if you're want to be resuscitated. These things all go in there. If you're in a state where trusts are involved, you need to take care of that. And then the disposition of the body. So there's 5 things nobody wants to talk about, but everybody needs to do. And what we try and do is have people do this while there is no event. And an event can be you fall and break your hip, you break your shoulder, something happens, and then everything is a crisis. So what we're trying to do is educate all consumers to say, let's do this while you're calm, while you're healthy, and you don't have to worry about it. My husband even has his playlist of music.
Yeah, let's make it.
So we're laughing, and so when
absolutely
when the time comes, we'll all be laughing at the music that he picked.
It's a cycle of life. There is nothing we can do. At one point, everyone has to go through that. So let's do it with fun, but let's do it seriously, and that's it. And it's taken care of at a time where we are clear of mind, and just like you say, there is no cries. Yeah. So now the next thing I want to talk about is your book. Your title has been intriguing the guys in my crew tonight. It is Cosmic Cow Pie Connecting the Dots. Now, I've read the book. I know what it is, and it is a fun book. Why don't you tell the audience what is the cosmic cow pie that you talk about? And you made series of books with this title, right?
Yes. Okay. This was the first book, Cosmic Cow Pie Connecting the Dots.
Yes.
And it's basically 14 principles to reduce stress and create balance.
Yes.
And they're really things that we're coming up that will be that are incorporated in my next book on Cosmic Cow Pie Transitioning the Dots of Life. Okay. So they're principles that help us get through different anxiety situations in life.
Right.
Learning the concept of there are some people who get it, and there are some people who will never get it.
Right.
And when you're an A personality type, you want to reframe how you're talking to someone so that in different ways you're explaining what you're trying to get through. And some people are never going to get it. So once you understand that, you can move on, and it does take away that stress.
Yeah.
And always having a plan B will mean that you actually have to have a plan A. Yes. And sometimes people don't have the plan A.
Exactly.
So we try and help them get through that. Building a bridge and getting over it as people age and transition in life. You can't really be taking all the anger when you were 9 or when you were 32 or somebody said something and it really created a rift. We've got to get through those bridges, blow them up, and just move on.
Oh, absolutely. It's like when I read it, I went through the chapter where you talk about plan A and plan B, and it's like this is common sense. How come I've never thought about it? It's like,
oh well, and that makes it fun. So we have fun little characters now. We have I'll put him up here. I don't know if you can see him.
yes, I
There's
can
the
see
Cosmic
it.
Cow.
Yes,
This
yes.
is on our flyers that we give. We have another one
Yeah.
managing. Oops, wrong way.
Yeah.
Managing the mess. You see.
Right. Yeah.
But we really just try and have fun. So instead of having those silver-haired, blue-eyed seniors, we have the cosmic characters, and you can see them behind me. There they are,
Yes.
posing at the
On
Grand
your wall.
Canyon.
Yeah. They're fun.
On the wall. So
Yeah.
another one is kick to the curb. You know how you feel when you've been kicked to the curb. And I'll tell you what, when you get into dealing with classic citizens, you know,
Right.
vintage players, that's kind of a term of endearment, but classic citizens sometimes are not too nice to one another. So in our ebook that we have available to help families, we use these fun little terms, and I'm glad you brought that up, Valentina, that it really is basic, simple ideas that everybody knows, just put together in a format that really kind of resonates. And you go, wow, you know, I'm really out of my comfort zone here. And people don't usually talk about that, but everybody gets out of their comfort zone, you know, getting up and speaking in front of people.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Could be all kinds of things.
And it's not that easy for everyone to overcome certain things, you know, especially age. It's like people think they're going to be 20 all their life, and then one day they wake up and said, how did this happen?
Yeah, who's in that mirror there?
Right. And another thing, when I go into people's, just to say something, people's bedrooms, right? And they want me to redo their bedrooms. I said, okay, now you have clothes here that go back in 1970s. Were you trying to use them again for maybe the fashion is going to come back, or for whatever reason? I said, no, because, you know, I'm attached to it. It's like, all right, you know, at a certain point you have to get rid of things, things and situation, in order to have harmony and peace with yourself. And the best thing, I think, is we can create memories. Once we have memories and less attachment to things, I think things will be much easier. What do you think?
Yes. Well, and some other fun ideas are to know your monkey, and this is for the families of people who are transitioning in life. There are some things that you have to do, and there are some things that you don't, but you do have to know the difference and embrace them. And realize that, and this is the hardest thing for children of parents who were pretty rocks of Gibraltar in their lives. And as they start to age, it's hard for them to see the changes. And so sometimes they go through denial that this is really even happening. And so we have to realize and know our monkey and know what's happening with that monkey.
Exactly. And your character just represent all of that in a very fun way. I love all your characters that you have created.
And our new artwork is really is fun.
So is your book going to come out, your next book, is it going to come out soon? Or?
Yes. Yeah, it should be out probably in the fall of 2018. So it'll be good Christmas giving.
Okay, that's a good timing.
And we do have on our website, the transitionliving.io, it actually, you can get the newsletter. And the newsletter will keep you posted on when the book launch will actually be.
Okay. Very good. So it seems like the show will come to an end. It has been, we had a little glitches tonight and a little bit difficulties, but we went through it and we had a fun show with Carra Riley, author, realtor, developer of transition living, and I hope to see your next book very much. For right now, what I need to say is just thank you for being here, Carra.
Oh, thank you.
And
I love Valentina Cirasola.
We've had lots of fun during our years that we've met each other. Well, we don't even know each other personally.
Yes, we don't.
Through social media, it's like we've been friends forever.
Yes.
So,
and that Italy trip, I'm so there. I've got my friends. We're making our plans.
We will plan that too. Okay, so for tonight, we need to wrap up the show. It has been fun having Carra here, Carra Riley, and I want to thank my crew, fabulous guys tonight, for all that you've done. Thank you so much, and I send you mwah, a big kiss, love, and peace to everyone. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, Carra.